Hey everyone, it's Nancy, your favorite innkeeper from Old Square Inn in Mount Joy, Pennsylvania in beautiful Lancaster County. We're coming up on the end of summer. I know, put away your pumpkin spice lattes. We still have a lot of summer left, but nonetheless, kids are going back to school. Labor Day is right around the corner. So we're going to make a final fling dish, shrimp ceviche. And ceviche is a dish that cooks in acid. So what happens when you cook with heat is that the heat changes the protein in the meat or whatever it is that you're cooking. So when you're doing ceviche, it's an acid like vinegar, lemon juice, orange juice, lime juice. That changes the protein in the product. And that's what we're going to be making today. It's a beautiful sunny day out here today. And if you are joining me, let me know what's on the agenda for you today. Any Labor Day plans? Anything going on out there? All right, so I'm going to get started with this. I have some raw shrimp, which is deveined. That means that little back piece is taken out so you don't see that. Get that garbage out of there. And this is about medium size shrimp. Now, for my money, I think smaller shrimp works better in this because it will cook faster in the acid, and also for my purposes I like the little bite-sized pieces with this. So I'm going to cut these up into about thirds. Now if you are buying shrimp, you want to be sure that you get the freshest shrimp that you can get. And it's okay if you buy frozen shrimp, you can use that as well, but I'm telling you what, don't let that shrimp thaw on your counter. Put it in the refrigerator, or, when you're ready to use it, take out what you need and you can just thaw that underwater like that. But this is not, you never keep this stuff thawing out on the counter. And I'm going to cut this up on my red board. That's the board that I keep out for raw meats or fish or poultry, because even though I'm going to clean this board really well, I don't want to put anything on this or chop anything on this that isn't going to be cooked. So that's how I keep those things straight. All right, so I have this cut up into some bite-sized little pieces. Let me wipe my hands off here, a little Clorox wipe. And then this is going to just go into, I guess the Clorox wipes didn't do too good for me now. This is just going to go into a small dish so I can cover this entire thing with the acidy thing. And my acidy thing is going to be lemon juice, lime juice, and a little bit of orange juice. All right, let me get rid of this one. That out of the way, don't need that anymore. I have my shrimp here. I'm going to use a different knife also to cut up the other things that I'm going to use. All right, where's my veggie knife? Got that going here. So I'm going to squeeze out, for about 1 pound of shrimp, you would need about 1 cup of your acidic liquid. And the proportion I like to use is about maybe 1/3 lemon juice or 1/4 lime juice, about a half lemon juice, and then a little bit of orange juice on that. And I just think the orange juice helps keep it just from being too sour. But you do need this acid in here to cook this shrimp. This is really pretty cool. Now, if you wanted to make this shrimp dish, you could also use cooked shrimp. Wouldn't be the same thing. It wouldn't be ceviche, but you would have some of those flavors in it. But what I like about this is, first of all, you're not heating up the kitchen at all. And secondly, when you kind of cook this in this acidic liquid, it just absorbs some of that flavor and it's delicious and tangy. So this is, for me, this is going to be about 1 lemon, about a half a lime. Then I'm going to top this with the orange juice. Get that in there. Okay, OJ, you're in there too. There we go. And orange juice is still acidic, not quite the same as lemon juice and lime juice, you know that, but that will still add acid and flavor to this. Okay, so this just goes on top of my shrimp. And I use this tiny dish for my purposes because I'm making only part of a recipe, and I could make sure that all of this is covered in liquid. Okay, so that's what it looks like, covered in liquid. I'm going to set this in the refrigerator. I'm not going to leave it on the countertop. And depending on the size of your pieces, this is going to go, some people say 30 minutes. This thing is not done in 30 minutes. I would give it a couple hours, maybe even up to 4 hours, depending on how big you make the pieces. Some people do it overnight. Now, you know how shrimp is? Like, you can overcook it. Only takes a couple minutes to cook on heat. You can overcook shrimp as well in lemon or lime juice with your acid. And what happens is that it tends to get really rubbery. But if you're making this for the first time, I would cover it, stick it in the fridge, check it in an hour, see what happens. So depends on your shrimp, the amount of acid you put in there, and how big it is, okay? So that is set aside. Now we're going to make the other things that go into it. So when we have this shrimp all ready, we're going to put it with some diced cucumber and with some diced tomato and with some avocado. That's going to be so good. I like to slice this up. It's going to have a little bit of crunch to it. Some people even put in jicama. That starts with a J. I remember watching Chopped. You guys watch Chopped? Love Chopped. I don't get cable TV anymore, but when I did, they would always put on the screen what the ingredients were, and I saw this ingredient, and I always called it jicama, because that's how it looked like it was spelled to me. But since came to learn, it was jicama. It's kind of a crunchy, little tasty vegetable. You can use that as well if you want, but I like the cucumber because, as I said before, cucumber tastes like good water. It was so delicious. I'm going to stick this in this bowl over here as I add my other things. Come on over here. And while I am chopping up these things, I'm going to do a little something else. I have some oil heating up in a pan next to me. And when I serve this, I like to serve this with tortilla chips, or you can put it on a taco, but I'm going to make some little fried tortilla chips. So I took some tortillas, cut them up into bits, and I'm just going to put them in a pan, fry them in a pan right here, and just a little bit of oil. Get them all nice and crisp. Let's see if that oil's ready yet. Nope, not yet. That oil has to sizzle a little bit. All right, so I have some cucumber in here. I'm also going to put in some red onion, and I chop this up really fine. I don't like to bite into raw onion, but you just kind of need a little bit of this in there, give it some taste. Now, you can also put in a poblano pepper, a little bit of something for heat. I am using an orange pepper, and I like this for a couple of reasons. It's a little bit mild, so even my people who don't like peppers can eat this, but it still gives it a little bit of zing. When I cut this, I like to cut the white part off, and I'm just going to use this nice orange piece out here. So what are your plans for Labor Day weekend? You got all the kids in school? It was Parker's first day of school yesterday, and it was Easton's first day of kindergarten, where they got to go meet the teacher. So it was a good day, and Parker's excited because he gets to walk Easton into the school. This is the first time they're going to be going to school together. I can't believe they're that big already. Kills me. They just get so big. All right, so orange peppers are going to go in with, look how pretty that is. Isn't that so pretty? I'm going to go in there with my cucumber, and I'm also going to chop up some tomatoes. These little tomatoes came off the tomato bush in my backyard. Now when I do these, I like to seed them, and to do that I'm just going to squeeze the seeds out of them and then chop this up. Makes it so much easier. Nothing wrong with the seeds, but that's just a lot of liquid in there that you don't need. Chop that up. And another great thing about this recipe is that you can make it your own. You know, as many tomatoes as you like, as much pepper as you like, add a little spice to it if you want, put in a little bit of chili pepper if you want. Now, a lot of the recipes call for that ingredient. You know what ingredient I'm talking about? It's green, looks like parsley, tastes like soap or like dirt. Yes, cilantro. I know a lot of you like cilantro. I am not a cilantro-er. I understand we're either born with the cilantro gene or we're not. So I did not get that gene and I don't like it, but I'll keep a little cilantro on hand. If any of my guests want to sprinkle a little bit on top. Let's see how my oil's doing here. Whoop. Now to test my oil, I just dipped a little corner of the tortilla in there. And if it sizzled, I knew it was ready. Show you what I'm doing here in a minute. So I just have these in a little bit of oil. Then I'm going to flip them over when they get brown. These are going to be so good. So good. Yeah, get in there. And everything's better with a little bit of fried food, right? Agreed. So delicious. All right, so my tomatoes go in there. Have that going together. Have my peppers in there together. I can move this aside a little bit. So already, even with, I know, it looks so good, even without anything else, right? So good. I probably would like a few more tomatoes in there. I might go ahead and slice those up while we're waiting for these little tortilla things to pop. And then, of course, you're going to have some salt on this. Salt changes everything, even if you are not a salter. Put a little bit of salt in it. Bring out those flavors. Let's see how my little tortillas are doing here. Oh, not ready to turn over yet. I'll show you when we get to that. Yeah, so we are so busy here at the inn. It is like everybody decided they better get in their last bit of summer. We're getting booked out through October already. Yeah, and here at the inn, Christmas is always a huge thing. As you know, sometimes we do the tour of inns out here, but we have our Christmas tree lighting down the street for the weekend. So get your reservations made for Christmas already. You know, it's so much fun. All right, let's see what's happening with our tortillas. They look so good already. See, they're starting to get a little puffy. Yep, turn that over. Ooh, nice, a little puffy, little brown. Little downtown, Julie Brown. There we go. And you got to keep your eye on these. These go fast, you know. You know how I put things out on the porch when they burn? Had pans of these out on the porch already. Because I get distracted. I want to do everything all at once. That doesn't always work out for me. There we go. Let those get crunched up in there. I know they look so good. There, you turn over, my friend. You turn over, my friend. You're not ready. You're not ready. Get in there. All right, get back on the stove and cook a little bit for me. All right, so we have this in here, and I'm also going to put a little bit of avocado in here because avocado is so good and tasty. And you only want to do the avocado right before you're ready to serve it because you know how they get brown. Yes, we are going to add the shrimp to this. Whoop. Just cut a little bit of that in there. Here's the thing with avocados. When your avocado is ripe, you have to really stop the rest of your life because the avocado isn't going to be good for too long, right? Had an avocado that I thought was going to be perfect for breakfast the following morning, opened it up, and it was like, oh man, who trudged their dirty feet through my avocado? All right, take a look at these. Yeah, I know. I'm going to take those out, set them on some paper towels. They're going to be good and crunchy and delicious, and I'm going to use them to scoop up my shrimp ceviche. Got a little more cooking to do on a couple of those. Looks good. See how easy this comes together so quickly. And of course, you don't have to use these kinds of tortilla chips. You can get some delicious tortilla chips from a bag. You can make this into a taco if you want to do that. All right, so I have all my deliciousness in here. I have my onion. I have a little bit of orange pepper. You can use a poblano if you want to do that. Some tomato in here, cucumber in here, and I'm going to crack some salt on top. Some pink Himalayan salt. Because this tastes like nothing so far. This is just fresh vegetables, which is delicious, but the salt's going to make a difference here. There we go. Let me taste that. That wasn't much of a taste. That's so good right there. Just like that. All right, now I'm going to show you what the shrimp looks like when it's finished. You take these out so that I don't burn down the house. There we go. It's a beautiful pool here today. Nice and hot. Sit yourself in that water, cool off. Okay, so here is what my shrimp looks like when it's finished. You're going to cook this shrimp in this juice until it is opaque. So you don't want to see any clear things in here. Everything has to be opaque. And if you need to check that, then you cut it open, take a look at it, just cut open a little piece, make sure that it's opaque all the way through. So I'm going to spoon this out, not dumping all this juice in here. Don't want all of this juice in here. But you can use this juice, unlike a marinade for meats that you're not supposed to use. There, that looks so good. Okay, maybe a spoonful of juice in there, right? 2 spoonfuls of juice in there. I know, look at this. Shrimp ceviche. And yes, this is cooked because the protein is changed by the acid in the liquids that we put in. You need to be sure that this is cooked or protein changed all the way through before you eat this. So good. Okay, let's take one of our fancy little chips, shall we? Yes, and we're going to have some of this deliciousness come here. My mouth is watering for this already. Is yours as well? It is. Okay, so I'm going to scoop up some avocado and some shrimp and a little bit of everything in here. Come on, scoop on. Get on there. Get on there. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. First bite for you. I cannot wait to bite this. This is so good. It's so good. Now, you need to be sure when you're doing this that you temper that lime juice with some orange, because the lime juice is very, very strong. It's going to give it a good tang. Let me have another bite. That is delicious. Please, sir, I want some more. Let's have another bite. All right, so here's some shrimp. Here's a little bit of tomato. Here's some cucumber. Let's get a little bit of that orange pepper on there. Another bite for you too. I know. Okay, here's your bite. Here's my bite. You have never tasted anything so fresh and delicious. Again, you're going to put that shrimp in the fridge, marinated in that acid for a couple hours. You can even go overnight, but check on that because you can overcook this and the shrimp can become very rubbery. But look at the inside of that. See, it's cooked all the way through. You don't see anything white or mushy on the inside. I'll tell you what, you put this out and this is going to be the hit of your party, guarantee you. All right, so next week, school is starting. Oh, I got to tell you what's going on. So I've been trying to do this for the past couple years. It's finally happening this year. So once a month, Chief Goshen down at the Mount Joy Police Department is going to join me on my side porch, and we are going to have breakfast with the bus stop kids. My corner, as you might know, is a place for the kids to get on and off the bus. So I thought it just would be super fun if I could invite the kids like 10-15 minutes before their bus comes. Breakfast with a cop. The chief is with me. We have some muffins, some donuts, maybe some breakfast burritos, a little bit of orange juice or milk. Invite the parents, coffee for them. And we just have a nice little chat about what's going on around the town. The chief gets to know some of the kids. I get to know the kids, and I am just so looking forward to this. So tomorrow we're going to be passing out permission slips, and then in September, second Thursday in September, we're going to have breakfast with the kids. Can't wait to tell you how that goes. So next week, we're going to be making breakfast burritos, outstanding breakfast burritos. And the cool thing about them is you can make them ahead of time, stick them in your fridge, and heat them up for breakfast all week. Seriously, so good. All right, in the meantime, if you make this, post a picture on the Facebook page. I would love to see how that turns out. And you have a fabulous day. Remember, if you're praying, something is going on, God's got your back. Don't worry about it. You're going to have a wonderful, wonderful week. Something good is going to happen to you or through you. I'm Nancy, your favorite innkeeper from Old Square Inn in Mount Joy, Pennsylvania, and I will see you next Wednesday. Bye, everybody. Hi, everyone. Nancy here. If you like this video and want to see more, just click on the subscribe button below. And if you want to try even more delicious recipes from our award-winning B&B, click on the link in the description for our Let's Cook with Nancy cookbook. Makes a great gift for the chef in your life, even if that chef is you. All right, I'll see you in the next video.